are good. We're live. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Is my bot on? It is on. So that means there should be a ping any second. We don't have the room set up yet, do we?
No, everything is on your end on Overwatch.
You started the party.
Well, that's going to be rather interesting. Let me go ahead and just shift that over, since you actually had this game set up already.
Let's see. Okay. Hey, Lettuce, welcome to the stream. So we're gonna do just,
Basically, we just need a standard 1v1 with no lockout. That way we can reiterate the various experiments of finding out who can and cannot kill Roadhog.
Yeah. Lettuce, thank you for those bits. I appreciate it. Alright, I'm gonna do the, I'm gonna do the one we have, like, I'm gonna change the settings, the preset settings of the one we have where, like, you can choose anyone and then it's lockout, so that we don't have to worry about getting random selections and stuff. I'm just gonna change
Right,
it from
we're just going to
non-lockout.
want to go left. We're just going to go left to right across the roster and see what happens. I am hoping that at least everybody in the attack category can pull this off. If not, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah, me too. Alright, so modes, elimination.
Shall I go ahead and provide a brief explanation of what we're doing while you set that up?
Please do.
Alright, so everybody already listening, I'm Paladin, I'm here joining Hilda. We had an observation during a 1v1 match that Roadhog was actually able to just stand and self-heal and endure the constant rate of damage of a particular character. That sparks the notion of this little experiment where we're going to go through the roster and find out which characters can output more damage than Roadhog can endure, taking into account his ability to heal himself over time. So what we are going to be doing is, as we've said, going left to right through the roster. We'll be doing a check with just their basic weapons and firing, and then those that have special abilities that might do extra damage, we'll be trying with those. And then lastly, we will be trying with ultimates if that proves to be necessary.
Yeah, more or less. I also think we should perform a secondary experiment, should we have the time. An experiment consisting of possibility versus plausibility, in which we see how whether or not you're able to actually pull off these kills while Roadhog is actively defending himself by shooting you.
This is true. We will, probably, of those who pass the first round of testing, we can set up some plausibility screening like that. However, that will require us to actually arrange competent use of those characters, which I cannot guarantee.
It's very true.
But I can state with absolute confidence that I can hit a target the size of Roadhog when it is standing still. With almost any character here. Like 90% of the time.
Hi, Hilda. Saint checking in.
Hey, what's up, St. Adrian?
Not much. I just got my butt handed to me in Chrono Trigger, so I'm gonna hang out with you guys for a minute.
Oh boy.
I walked into a room not realizing I only had 1 HP after getting hit with an Aussie trap, so I'm gonna stop for a minute.
Oh wait, it's already saved. Okay, we're fine. So I've dubbed this game mode for the temporary usage Hog Slaughter.
Hog slaughter!
Let's hope it can live up to the title.
Well, we will see.
Alright, without further ado, let us begin.
Welcome to Ayutthaya.
I guess we're going here. I didn't think the map mattered.
Prepare for battle.
Alright, we're starting with Doom
Select your
Fist.
hero.
And I, of course, will be playing Roadhog on every round.
How many characters are... Oh my god. I've never actually looked at this game before. This is crazy. Doomfist.
I presume that it's not going to be making us wait for that countdown the entire time, right?
Okay,
I was experimenting with the setting to see if I
Oh,
could
dear.
ensure safety. And unfortunately, that setting backfired.
Lord.
Aw.
I was trying to make it so that if like we got caught up in conversation, we would still have time to pick our characters, and I thought that once we'd both picked, it would just skip the timer. Because sometimes that happens. Sometimes we forget to actually choose our characters.
This is true, but
Okay, so go into the modes, elimination. Hero selection time will be 20.
20 seconds should be just fine.
That is the minimum.
That allows us to chit chat. Vanguard. Now. Yes, little girl. What?
Can you change all my settings back with the puck? Hold on. Hero selection, any. Okay, everything's fine.
Everything in order?
Yeah, it should be.
Splendid.
I fucked up again. Hopefully I didn't.
Hilda, you should see this. My cat Zelda heard your voice and just went,
Entering
oh my god!
Luzon Garden.
That's
Our
all
cat's
missing.
missing.
Zelda does
Prepare
miss
for
you,
battle.
apparently.
I missed
All right.
the
Select your
cat.
hero.
Alright, Doomfist.
Roadhog.
I think I played Doomfist once, briefly, in a Mystery Heroes round. I know what some of his buttons do.
I forgot to change one setting in which I increased the number of rounds that we would last, so we have to keep restarting the game.
Well, we'll manage.
Hey!
Fight.
One-man apocalypse.
Okay, let me see here. Okay, I shoot with that.
Also, guys in the chat, let me know if
Charge power, okay.
let me know if there's volume issues at all.
And an uppercut. Alright, so...
I should probably lower Overwatch's volume actually, just so that the sound of bullets doesn't overweight you. All right.
What a huge map.
It gets smaller when it's full of 2 teams of 6.
Oh,
Alright. So
Alright.
let's just start off with the basic. Let's start with body shots and then headshots and see what happens.
What did it throw?
Have we established that this is going nowhere?
If I do nothing to defend myself, you can get me before the
Prepare for battle. Select your
drink
hero.
recharges.
Alright, so he passes even on basic shots with body. Let's check out Genji.
That's only if you can get every single shot, because it was like 1 second away.
This is true, but we're at least, we have at least established possibility. Assuming also that even more could be done with that, so
Fight.
Doomfist could conceivably defeat Roadhog.
Possibly. Under the perfect circumstances, yeah. You didn't even use your big punch either, which would have done a lot more damage and stunned me.
Alright.
And that punch could be used to cut off the drink halfway.
Well, I was hoping that we would discover that at least all of the attack heroes would make it through without any trouble. Alright, let's go for this again.
Doing it. Faster than Doomfist. No. Heal.
Yeah, this is going to get through. Alright.
Yeah. I still had a second left on the recharge.
Alright, so that's happened.
For battle. Select your hero.
Notation, correct?
Correct. Everything is properly recorded. After all, I am an ABET accredited science graduate, so...
You're just a little too proud of that there, Paladin.
Yeah, Paladin's a nerd.
Paladin is beyond a nerd, my sweetie.
Yeah, we're all nerds and he's king nerd.
He is king nerd.
Man apocalypse.
I believe we did previously establish that I am the Minister of Cats and Clockwork.
And nerds.
Did you see that post on my Facebook, Hilda?
I did, and I saw the text message too.
Okay, good.
Alright, this one is probably going to be just fine.
This one's gonna hurt me personally, because I hate McCree.
I don't know anything.
I assure you that you do not hate McCree more than I hate Roadhog. Alright.
That was way more than enough. I still had like
To 3.
2-3 seconds left.
Alright.
Prepare for battle.
Were you even getting headshots?
Select your
No,
hero.
I was just running body shots so far.
I didn't think so.
Paladin's coup de grace.
This is going to be fairly quick. I mean, I think just the math covers this one.
Who are we on?
Farah.
Hmm. Yeah, this should be easy enough.
Fight.
Because you're still fighting on a still target.
Right.
Once we go
Now-
into the plausibility phase, and I start, you know, destroying you. Maybe not as Farah, but as probably everyone else.
We're going to feel very, very silly if I manage to pull this off with Zenyatta or something. Alright, ready?
Mhm.
And... fire.
They all seem to be having the same rate of attack,
4.
of damage, and kills. I have no idea what the
Prepare
fuck
for
goes on.
battle.
Yeah, it's more or less at
Select
around the
your
same
hero.
time that I finally go down. Assuming every single shot lands.
Right, so let's see how we're going with Reaper. Well, we are still on the damage characters, the attack types, so
I think
I would-
Reaper's a safe bet. I normally lose against him.
we've seen this one go Reaper's way in an actual fight, so we're fairly confident this particular part is just being thorough for the sake of science.
Yeah.
For the sake of science, not in any way for the sake of my desire to vent frustrations with Roadhog in general.
Yeah, sure.
Entirely
This is-
about you wanting to vent frustrations with Roadhog.
I am a scientist and I am professionally conducted. There is absolutely nothing at all personal about this.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Die, you scum of my existence!
I didn't even get to get my drink out. Fuck you.
Oh my god.
You made me die thirsty.
Good.
Play of the game.
I'm going to put 2 checks next to Reaper.
I mean, we already both know that Reaper passes both the possibility and plausibility tests. He's one of the only characters that's almost guaranteed to win against Roadhog.
Yes, I know. You're a super I know.
Alright, so let's see. I believe that brings us to, well, the DPS character I had some questions about.
I'm gonna make sure to change the settings so that it's 9 victories, so that we don't have
All
to
right.
go through this reset screen after 5.
Not a problem.
Yeah, you got a shotgun haircut there, Cat.
Welcome to the stream, Soup.
Welcome to the Ilios.
Welcome to the science stream.
Science stream.
We are conducting an experiment of determining which characters can actually outdamage Roadhog's durability and self-healing.
So far, all the attack characters are passing this test as expected.
With a particular recommendation for Reaper, who was able to actually kill Roadhog faster than Roadhog could start drinking. This is impressive because Roadhog likes to start drinking.
I could have used it sooner, admittedly,
One-man apocalypse.
but the health drain was extreme, and I wasn't anticipating that.
Now, we are running in an operation of starting with just the basic attack using body shots, not headshots, for the characters where that matters. And if that fails at any point, we will then proceed to see what can be achieved with special abilities and then eventually ultimates. Ready to begin?
Mm-hmm. It occurs to me I might not be using the drink to the fullest advantage.
Oh?
Yeah, I should be using it when you start your second round of shots to get the defense
Select your hero.
boost as well.
Alright, well, do we want to... Let's make another run with that then and see how that goes.
I'm sure with most of the other characters it's not a big difference, but Soldier, probably.
I take it that one was close?
No, it just should have been a lot closer.
Alright. Well, let's see what happens. For science.
Or science.
Apocalypse.
Definitely not for rage. Science.
Entirely for rage, and you know it.
Science.
Rage.
I titled the stream, How many ways can you cook a hog?
Oh dear. I think I'm moving in the wrong direction. These maps are strange when you're not flying over them.
There she is.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, ready?
So, still about the same distance, but more or less it nullifies your second string of shots.
Prepare for
Alright.
select your
Sombra.
It left me with like 20 less HP than I started with after the second, during the second stream.
Good to know.
Sombra,
Now this does raise the question of what if you were to have started it in the middle of the first stream?
it would possibly be different.
fight.
One-man apocalypse.
In fact, it would probably be different.
Alright, are we ready?
Sombra got through the majority of the HP just in general.
Battle.
Alright, let's take a look at Tracer. Admittedly, this is the one that I have been somewhat curious about since, at least in my experience, which may have to do with my limited skills, she does a bit less damage than the others using her basic weapon, and I've tended to have to resort to sticking plasma bombs to people for dealing with tanks.
Usually that tends to be how it goes.
Fight.
But I hate Tracers because they always have a plasma bomb.
Not always, we have to wait for the ultimate to charge.
Yeah, which is always.
Not always. I mean, it's
Always.
only going to be half charged by the time we walk across the map.
It's fucking always. They always have a plasma bomb.
You too.
Ready?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Dare you. Damn.
With no actual defending. Yeah,
Oh look, I have a plasma bomb!
Prepare
of
for
course you do.
select.
Alright, now
your
we're gonna get
hero.
on to some of the more interesting stuff. Well, except Bastion.
Alright, now, we're into the defense heroes, which is starting with the highest DPS in the game.
I feel like we can skip Bastion.
I feel we can skip Bastion's turret form.
Yeah.
His standing attack is less damaging with a much shorter clip. I believe that nobody here will argue that Bastion's turret form can outkill everybody. A possible later experiment would be to find out how many mercies you have to stack on somebody before Bastion can outdamage them.
Yeah, that's an interesting experiment idea right there.
This may become a recurring feature.
Possibly.
BG Science.
Science Watch. Welcome to Science with Winston.
Ready?
I guess. Jesus.
Are you...
Zero to 5. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Well, unloading a full clip into Roadhog did almost all his health. I figure like one, maybe two of those being headshots would have finished him off.
Oh, quite possibly.
Fight.
I can't wait till we get to the part where we actually test if you can kill me, because, you know, then I get to have my fun.
So why does everybody hate Hanzo? That's something I've never understood.
Because Hanzo has skills. I hope everybody on the team can hear the air quotes on that.
Yeah.
Let me see, which button was it? It was,
Okay, that's Roadhog.
I believe it's, yes, this? How, that was, are you there?
Yeah.
Alright.
Want some candy?
That was creepy.
Ow.
This is silly.
0 to 6.
Yeah.
Prepare for battle. Select
Alright,
your hero.
Junkrat.
Oh god.
It's coming to my conclusion now that I think about this, that I think the defensive characters can actually do more damage than the attack characters.
I think we can skip Junkrat.
We can, but we won't. Science is all about consistency.
Man
Oh, is that true? Did they finally actually remove the scatter arrow?
I have not played Hanzo enough to be sure of how to use it.
I'll have to check that out later.
Is somebody in the stream saying they removed the scatter arrow?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
We're not doing this in close quarters. I mean, this is Junkrat. Alright, so...
Doing so much damage, I didn't even bother.
To 7.
Dang it.
For battle. Select your
Oh, she's so
hero.
cute.
Yeah, there's not a single doubt in my mind that Junkrat had enough DPS there.
Mei is super charming.
Mei, she's got her freeze. Like,
Yeah, that's
so-
a good question. Is it going to be the right click or the left click that we test as basic? I get
Yeah.
start with the left click and then see what happens?
Because the left click's not much for damage, it's strictly to get them still so that you can land headshots.
Alright, so let's see how let's see how straight left click goes, see what the freeze versus the drink does. And we may actually get to do some variations here.
Good, good.
Alright, let's begin.
Oh yeah, you can also cut me off.
That would probably be what does it.
I'm done with this. I'm done with you. Fucking die. You eyesore.
0 to 8.
So we're going to call that basic and plausible.
Select your hero.
Torbjorn. Now, I don't doubt that the turret can do it, but whether or not Torbjorn can do it is a bit of a question. Admittedly, I have this question because I've never actually personally been able to hit anyone as Torbjorn in an actual game. I've just gotten fairly good at placing turrets.
Torbjorn's weird. His things are projectiles and they have gravity.
Well, I have taken enough science courses to tell you that gravity does affect projectiles.
Mm-hmm. You know, unless it doesn't. Like with some characters.
Alright, let's do this.
Want some candy?
You're making me very uncomfortable right now.
Defeat.
So yeah, DPS on the basic shot was fine, and the shotgun shot right click. Oh yeah, Soup's just saying the same thing. His right click is basically a shotgun, which will do even more damage. So
I'm very disappointed that this wasn't what we did with May. Alright, so let's see. We're through Widowmaker. Now, I don't know how much Widowmaker doesn't achieve when she isn't using her scope and headshots, so...
and all the bullets, it's a pretty good DPS.
Alright. I presume not on the level of, say, Soldier, though?
No, not at all.
Alright, so we'll at least take a look at that.
Oh, are they doing another Overwatch tournament in the Nags Discord, Soup? I didn't know about this one. Maybe I'll sign up.
Traveling to the Ilios ruins. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
At the very least, we're disproving that any particular character doesn't have the ability to take on Roadhog 1v1.
Well, in science, we never make the assumption that our hypothesis is correct.
That's true. It's
We
not a
just hope-
hypothesis if you know what the answer is.
One man apocalypse.
The 25th. 10 days. I might be out of town during that time, so I might not be able to sign up for this one. There you are.
Alright, let's begin.
I probably should have started drinking in the middle of that shot.
0 to 1.
Might have made it a little harder.
Prepare for battle.
Alright, we're now on to the tanks.
Winston is the character in particular that I think is gonna have anything with this. We're also only testing Zarya at base damage. We're not gonna bother trying to get her to 100 because we know damn well how that's gonna go.
Fight.
One man apocalypse.
Indeed, that way lies madness.
Diva's base shot might not be enough either, but that's harder to tell because she doesn't have to reload.
Alright, ready for the basic shots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's good.
0 to 2.
Even in an attempt to stun you, I wasn't able to get my charge back up.
Prepare for battle.
Alright,
Select your hero.
Orisa.
Yeah, Orissa's gonna be fine. I'm pretty sure Reinhardt's gonna be fine. We're not testing Roadhog in this theory because there's no point. But
I don't know, I'm willing to break my emotional hatred for science at least long enough to determine whether or not Roadhog can kill Roadhog.
But that's the thing. In a fight between Roadhog and Roadhog,
This is true. Eventually, Roadhog would kill Roadhog,
Yeah.
so
we already have the answers to that theory.
there is that. And I'm in favor of any assumption that doesn't make me play Roadhog.
Winston, I'm thinking Sook is right on this one, and that it's going to be a definite no. Winston has like the shittiest DPS ever. The only thing he has going for him is his big team damage.
Alright, let's see where we're at.
Yeah, Riza's fine.
0 to 3.
Basic. One clip. Unlike most, she did not have to reload.
Yeah.
So far, I believe that was only her and Reaper dealing with body shots. Now,
And D-Rod
Reinhardt?
is like,
Reinhardt probably fine.
Fight.
One man apocalypse.
By the way, Hilda, is my stream going out? Is my screen going out on the stream?
no, I don't have the access
Good.
to your screen.
No one has to see my terrible Reinhardt driving.
Now I believe there would be a way we could set that up, but it would be complicated, and I don't know how to do it. So
Alright.
we could probably use Discord screen share for that if we really wanted to.
Alright, well, are you ready for the beating?
Mm-hmm.
Commence the beating!
I probably used that earlier. Hey. I used that super early. I probably could have gotten it back. I think it would have kept me going for 1 or 2 chugs, but
Prepare for battle.
eventually you would have outdid it.
Select your hero.
Well, if you think you could have gotten a second, let's get that and see, because so far no one has actually not killed him before the second drink. So let's make another run with Reinhardt and see what happens.
Yeah, we'll try. Yeah, Ryan would have trouble in an actual battle. Like, that's why we're discussing possibility versus plausibility.
One man
I don't think
apocalypse.
Reinhardt has an actual chance if I'm defending myself. But I think he could do the DPS if, you know, everything went perfectly for him and he didn't get hit by anything ever.
I think that if I was told that I had to take a Reinhardt to kill a Roadhog, I would just try to charge you off of a cliff.
That would be the way to do it. And then I think when you inevitably missed, I would just hook you back up here in a show of dominance and power.
Ready?
Yeah,
I'm going to go over here to make sure we don't accidentally knock you off of the cliff.
that's fine. Ooh. Ooh. Ouch. Ow. 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 No.
Alright.
So I actually get more chances to use it if I make sure that I'm fully healed when I use the thing, rather than just trying to tank as much damage as possible.
Alright.
That's a good strat to note for when I play Roadhog.
Because you do that for some reason.
Hey, our entire conversation yesterday should tell you how little moral I have.
Fight.
One man apocalypse.
That's fair.
Alright, I can't wait to kill this monkey.
Well, first we have to hurt its feelings.
And then this is the last tank character, right?
I do believe so.
And we get to the healers.
Alright.
I mean, go for it.
Ready?
Yeah.
My feelings.
How many chugs was
Alright, it takes 6 clips, and how many times did you drink?
I don't know, like 4. I can't remember. I was busy laughing.
Select your
Alright.
That was sad.
I'm inclined to disqualify that from plausibility.
Yeah. Like, literally, you would have to keep on him the entire time. It would take forever. You'd have to take, like, no damage during any of that.
Right.
Because he doesn't have self-healing.
fight.
One man apocalypse.
Like, if he had any amount of self-healing, then I would give him plausibility, but he doesn't.
I mean, granted, my ultimate did charge up before you were dead, so it is entirely possible that perhaps good use of the ultimate in a very skilled Winston player, probably versus a very unskilled Roadhog player, might be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
agree with Sue, because Zarya will have trouble too, because we're testing
Oh.
her at base power.
time to microwave the bacon. Well, so far this is already better than Winston. Yeah, it took her only 3 clips,
2
so...
chugs.
Prepare for battle. Select
Alright,
your hero.
Ana. Now, with headshots and sleeping, I'm sure this is possible. But let's take a look at base damage.
Yeah, hard to say. I mean, her poison does some pretty good base damage.
Fight.
One man apocalypse.
Oh, that's true. Anna can't headshot because of her poison.
Oh, that's right.
So we don't even need to worry about that theory.
In case anybody hasn't noticed, I actually don't play this game terribly often.
Enough to be decent at it, though.
Why, thank you. I'd like to think that I'm selectively decent. Like, when characters I'm good at fit the team goal. I do not want some candy. I've answered that question.
I couldn't get my last drink up, and I used it as soon as it was charged.
To aid.
So, basic, and it did take the entirety of my last
Select
clip,
your hero.
but it only took me 2 clips, which is about standard.
And I only got one chug in.
Brigitte, or Brigitte, or Brigitte, I'm still not clear on that one.
Her name's Baguette.
I don't believe that she is bred,
Mm,
and I am very certain that she is not French.
I beg to differ.
Fight.
With her being
Match
bred or with her
point.
being French?
She can identify as whoever she wants. That's why she named herself Baguette.
What? What did I miss?
The name of the character, either Brigitte or Brigitte. Admittedly, when this character came out, I decided I had to play her because, well, it's basically a paladin engineer, and that's sort of my thing. Ready?
Want some candy?
I'm Irish, it's Bridget.
Commence the clumsy bludgeoning. Does she critical hit?
I don't think so. Melee weapon.
I'm not getting any indications of critical hits. Alright, I counted 2 drinks.
Yeah, and almost got the third one. She did fine, but I would give her a much higher rating for plausibility because she can out heal pretty much most people. She has 2 moves that do stun.
True.
can technically get a headshot because it's a melee weapon. I don't know how that works, actually.
Alright.
Goodbye.
Ah, the rewards of science.
Who's next?
Well, I don't have the roster in front of me, but we're down to support after Brigitte. Let me see, that might be Lucio?
I think Lucio will be fine on both.
Now
Yeah, melee
entering
weapons
the
don't
Black
headshot regardless.
Forest.
Yeah, I thought so.
Prepare for battle.
The only people that I've
Select
been...
your hero.
It's funny, the only people that we would have considered...
I was checking the name spelling.
That we would have considered doing second experiments on for headshot damage don't do headshot damage.
And Lucio.
Lucio. Oh, he's cute.
I
Basic-
think Lucio will be fine. Like, it can be hard to hit with all of his shots, but when they all can actually do some pretty decent damage, in my experience.
He uses a megaphone?
Yes, he is the audio medic.
Oh.
He's the bard.
I'm right behind you.
Alright, let's do the right-click experiment.
Alright. We do need to, for the sake of everybody who is wondering, we do have to engage in the right-click experiment. Again, this is for science. This is not for rage.
Let's count down.
Get off the world.
0 to 1.
Why are you so full?
Scientist note.
Prepare for battle.
The subject, Roadhog, seems to be particularly vindictive, and wishes the destruction of his enemies, even at the expense of his own life.
Wow, Paladin. Wow. Wow. I'm just gonna sit here and be amazed at my husband, everyone. He's a little crazy. Hilda, are you sure you want to play games with him?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. It's your funeral.
Alright, so, for the, shall we say more controversial experiment,
Yeah, do it. Go ahead.
let us begin the sonic bombardment.
It's not working.
The short clip is his disadvantage here. I still think this does fine, because each one of those does 20 damage.
Alright, so, Lucio, you got 2 drinks in?
To 2.
Yeah, I got 2 drinks in.
Prepare for battle.
Each one does
Select
about
your
80
hero.
damage per burst, and it looked like he got about 5 bursts per reload.
Alright.
So, you know, his DPS was pretty up there. But the problem
Regrettably,
is, in actual combat, it's really hard to hit with all of those.
Indeed. And regrettably, I do not have the Charity Mercy skin, but for the sake of the cause, I'm going to go ahead and make a shout out to anybody who does play this game. It is a good cause and an absolutely charming pink Mercy skin.
Yeah. And
Unfortunately,
since
I
I
am
happened to be
broke.
poor at the time, you know, if you want to donate more to charity, go ahead and gift me that skin. I'll happily accept it.
Alright.
Alright, go ahead.
And
Shoot me. Shoot me.
you're making headshots happen. Back up. Let
No.
that recharge.
No, I don't want to back up. Shoot me.
Back the ass up.
Are you recharged? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good. Go for it.
Alright. This injection needs to go in the stomach, not in the brain.
This one goes in your butt.
Oh dear lord.
Yeah, Mercies have good DPS.
To 3.
Just bad, you know, everything else.
Prepare for battle.
Alright,
Select
and
It's David Bowie's turn.
Moira. This is going to be an interesting one. I know she's defensive enough to beat a Roadhog in a 1v1.
I know that this one seems more this one, oddly enough, seems more plausible with her powers intact, but possibly less so with her just basic damage. And before anyone complains, yes, we are considering the right click to be her basic. I'm not going to sit here and heal Roadhog until he dies.
I'm not sure you could do that.
Alright.
Go. Do it.
Tell me how this feels.
The subject Roadhog. The subject Roadhog does seem to eventually die from this, based on current trends, but is also an excellent source of vitality given his high health pool and self-healing ability.
3 chugs.
0.
Yeah, it took her a while, but since she's got that constant drain, there was no fear of her actually
Select
being
your
unable
hero.
to outdo it.
3 drinks. And Symmetra?
Symmetra's gonna be fine,
But I think so.
because this is basically gonna be acting as though she has infinite health because I'm not fighting back, and she gains power per time connected.
Man apocalypse.
There is that.
She's gonna, like, it's gonna take her about 5 seconds before she hits microwave status. So,
True.
this one's not even a question.
Alright, time to fry the bacon. Don't run. Subjects don't run.
To 5. Prepare for battle. Select your hero.
Who's next?
We are ending at Zenyatta.
The good old Zen Zen. This is fine. This is okay. I know with headshots, Zen does super fucking high DPS. I think he also does super fucking high DPS in general. Mostly because his healing is pretty shit compared to the others.
Alright.
Okay, let's go. Yep, you got it back. You got that last hit in right as it recharged.
Prepare.
Alright.
Select your hero.
So, well, let's see.
Back to Doomfist for plausibility testing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to actually have to close this up in about 15 minutes, so for our plausibility testing, after this round concludes, let's take a look. Our least plausible contenders are Winston, Zarya, Lucio. So I propose that after this we run through those particular bouts and see how they go.
Yeah, and then we can do the second half of the experiment for real next time.
And while we're here, let's just see how Zenyatta fares since we're here.
Score 1-6.
Fairly close-ish. That may have gone better with a skilled player of Zenyatta.
Select your hero.
Now let's see how this goes with Winston.
Winston's gonna get hurt. This is gonna be animal abuse. Ridiculous healer. Yeah, that explains Zenyatta pretty well. You have to know who's gonna take damage, so you know who deserves it.
Fight.
One man apocalypse.
Now, what went wrong with Winston while I was making tea?
Winston takes a very, very long time to actually kill Roadhog.
Oh boy. This is sad. You should reload before you engage me. Alright, let's try. Oh. I didn't expect you to do that. Where are you going? Don't you want to play games? You want some candy?
I, in fact, do not want some candy. not where I wanted you to be.
Winner. Score 2-6.
All right.
Select your hero.
Who was our other least plausible?
Lucio?
Zarya and Lucio.
Zarya and Lucio. Actually, I would think Lucio has a decent plausibility because you'll also have your healing going for you.
This is true. That might get very cat and mousey.
It tends to. I'm also not going to stand near the edge on that one because I don't want to give you the easy win. No, that wasn't as long as I thought it was. Time for a change of plans. I just meleeed your goddamn shield.
Winner. Score 3-6.
So, let's see.
Prepare for battle. Select
Lucio. Let's see how that goes.
This is going to be a big game of cat and mouse. This is going to be the longest lasting one.
This or Moira?
Moira, I actually think you'll win.
Fight.
Because herself
Now, if I mained or competently played these characters, we might have different results.
Yeah, they're a bit skewed due to lack of skill, but because like I'm nowhere near the best Roadhog. You just don't have to be a good Roadhog to be a good Roadhog. I would like to request you not do that, please. Thank you. Good move. That would have been death right there.
Oh?
30 seconds remaining.
Rude. Just rude. Very rude.
Roadhog, what do you expect? Table manners? This is taking forever. Alright, it's time for a change of plans.
Capture the objective.
Welcome to my world.
Winner.
I did not press Q fast enough.
4-6. Prepare for battle. Select your
Alright, well, we may end up revisiting that one. But I think in general that wasn't working.
I think a more skilled Lucio would have definitely had it. Like one who was good at hitting every shot. Because Lucio's not your main.
Man apocalypse.
Indeed.
Jesse would have trounced me.
Well, no one we're testing here is our main. Jesse would trounce everybody as anybody.
That was rude.
winner.
Ah.
5-6.
A well-played Roadhog can beat Moira's, but a well-played Moira's can be Roadhogs.
Indeed. Now, I did want to take a quick look, since we have a few minutes, at Brigitte.
Yeah, do it.
Or Brigitte, if anybody can give a proper pronunciation of that, it would be appreciated.
Baguette.
Bridget.
That's what I thought, but I've heard Brigitte and...
Well, the guy who thinks Mercy is too strong calls her Brigitte, I believe. But I refuse to acknowledge that pronunciation, so Bridget is fine. Yeah, that's right. I can't hook through your shield, so I kind of need you to keep it down. No, that was rude. Very rude. I don't know why you would do something so needlessly. That's callous of you, you know that? You're not a really good person. Please.
Winner.
Ah.
Thank you. I was about to ask you to drop your shield, and you did.
6-6.
No, Brigittes can win. I know they can.
Select your
Because
hero.
they can, if done, like, if very, very precise about it, they can out-heal. I know they can.
Alright.
I've seen them do it. They suck. They suck dick.
Well, let's take a quick look at that and see how it goes. And
Give it another try.
Apocalypse.
Good old college try. That was unnecessary.
for science, and not for rage.
That was unnecessary. Let's do that again.
Hero.
Well, so-
Oh my god.
Justice will prevail, and so will gravity.
We'll see.
Gravity is a law, and therefore on the side of justice.
Gravity is still in theory.
One man apocalypse.
Shush, right?
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
I don't like this part.
That hurt my pride.
Not sure if that actually helps when I don't have a team.
Probably not. Pretty sure it at least hurts you.
Back here, I have justice to put in you.
I refuse. Oh shit. Eventually your shield will break, I promise you. That's what all shields do. Okay. You found me.
So,
See, I told you.
Brigitte is a plausible victory.
It takes a while, but it works.
Alright, so let's see. Is there anything else that we're questioning? Oh dear, I'm afraid that we are going to have to, call this here. due to pre-existing plans, but if you wish, we can reprise this at a later. Point. And if anybody has any other experiments they would like to see run, any tests or trials, by all means, leave message with Hilda, and we will get back to you.
Oh yeah, science week, bitches.
Play of the game.
Ooh. Did I just play the game? It was that moment where I won. Because that just exceedingly well.
Alright. Everybody have a wonderful evening.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yep. I'm going to be ending the stream temporarily. I'm going to switch over to the other game that I had planned for tonight, and that's what we're going to continue with. But I hope you guys enjoyed this science experiment. How many ways can you cook a hog? Not very many, but we'll continue testing that later. So, I will see you guys next time. Enjoy your plans, and thanks for being on with me today.
Our pleasure.
Alright, take care.
Alright, you too. See you guys later.
Bye.
And temporary ending stream for the sake of switching over to Mario 64 Ocarina of Time. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you ever want to see any more of these, you just let me know. If you have any questions that you'd like other people to experiment with that you're too lazy to experiment with yourself, I'd be more than happy to do that. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, or until a few minutes from now, stay safe.